Bro.
Hello and welcome back to Losers Round 3. We've now got Divine Mind up against Dave's adopted son. These two teams have battled it out against each other in almost all three of the Open Cups. The Divine Mind have gotten the better of them a couple of times, but Shiesty and Sanart have come out on top once. They have finished second in the tournament in one of the Open Cups as well, so they can definitely give as good as they get here, Jim.
Yeah, that's definitely. I believe that was last week's one, so it's in their favor right now, especially as well as Sticker and Fireboy coming from. Actually, both teams coming from the same side of the losers bracket, but Sticker and Fireboy losing to Mr. and Marine in the winners bracket as well, so they're definitely coming into this with some vengeance, and they want to get that position because considering they placed second for two of the tournaments, I believe they are definitely wanting to get back to that position a second, and they're not currently there in the losers semifinals.
So we've seen Fireboy on Twitter tweeting out, he's playing absolutely awfully now. And I responded to him saying, reset, this is the time to go. And he was saying he had to end the stream because he was lagging and it was heavy aim and stuff like that. Do you think he's maybe playing too much into that and he needs to just reset himself here and go because he has a chance here to win some money?
Definitely. I mean, it sucks, obviously, connection and the way that Halo 5 is, the aiming is hard to counteract. But, this is the tournament. You kind of have to put all that behind you and kind of push through it in a way as well. Yeah. Complaining is only going to get you so far. Like, it's something that's going to happen in the game. You have to deal with it. So you can't sit there and be out there making excuses for this. Like, everyone's going to experience it to their own extent. Yes, some maybe more than others, but you've got to just put it behind you and just push through it at the same time.
Up first, as you see, we have got the rig. Fight goes down. Fireboy showing no signs of lag right there. Confirms the camouflage for himself. Gets a kill onto Sanart as Shiesty goes chasing him down through the sewers to make sure he can't scamper away and survive with that camouflage. 1-1 the score now. Shiesty in a 1v1 getting chased by Sticker. Sanart trying to help as much as he can, which is enough as Shiesty does get that kill confirmation. Fireboy positioned tower 2 and now in a 1v2 and he's just maybe back out and stay alive here, Jim.
Yeah, I like that heads-up play from Sticker right there. Instead of just chasing after Shiesty, he kind of tried to predict him and went back. Unfortunately, lost the 1v1 situation, but I like the read from Sticker and the initial, and the Sticker coming out with a big kill right there. And the sniper's just being grabbed right now by Sanat with one big headshot, gets a body shot right now on Fireboy. He's kind of playing his life in. He believes has one more shot left, so kind of wastes it, but nice headshot right there from Sanat, and sniper's out of the play.
Sanat gets a headshot and also body shots the other player, so two lovely little shots to open up this map for himself, up and ahead by 2 kills. The Sticker gets caught zigzag between a rock and a hard place. Shiesty and Sanart put him right where they want them, confirm that kill, lock it in. 5 kills to 2 now. We won't see another camouflage for another 50, 60 seconds or so, almost a full minute, as players just positioned around this basement area. Back rails, Sanart with a lovely nade, bangs it over the top, almost connects with Sticker, but no hit markers this time, so no idea where he is. But it's a little bit cat and mouse at the moment, Jim.
Yeah, and as you'll start to see in the further through the tournament, we get a lot more teams going to be a lot more aggressive on these kind of things. You see how there's a lot more fights going on, a lot more brawls going on. People aren't really getting away with their lives. And it's kind of who walks out away from this battle, and Fireboy is in that situation. So you're going to start to see that a lot more at the higher level. This camera come up in about 20 seconds time as we're fighting dead map for the control.
Early game, it's almost like a game of chess, and both teams trading pawns at the moment, shot for shot, as Shiesty and Sanart do, lock in a couple of kills and extend their lead now 2-4, and at an important time as camouflage is about to pop.
Yeah, and it seems like, fortunately for the boys in Divine Minds, they're actually kind of a respawn to be able to contest that, as actually Sanat just walks away from that, grabs that camo, just got to play his life right now. Yes, the opponent is one shot. It's very risky to push this. He can still lose this battle. Sticker, absolutely perfect. I mean, the timing on that was so fortunate for Sticker because he started to gain his shield just as he challenged the player, and it looks like Sanat actually missed that first shot, allowing Sticker to get his shields back, and coming off the respawn, Sanat actually did just get grenaded, as we see now Sticker with the sniper. This is definitely going to bring it back into this game.
Finds the face of a no-shielded player. It does not matter if you start hitting those shots. Sticker starting to heat up as he finds Shiesty's face, and now looking to try and find his teammate as well, as now Sanart has spawned up with Shiesty. They're both around this tower area, fires a warning shot towards Shiesty, and Sanart goes engine 2 and tries to really isolate Fireboy, but Fireboy, with the help of Sticker, gets the kill onto Sanart. Now 2 kills, what separate both teams here. Sniper rifle still a shot or 2 to play with as well. 2 shots to be exact in the magazine, and Sticker trying to hunt that final player who's positioned on yellow pipes.
I thought we were so close to seeing our first 2-for-1 in the EGL double series right there. It was so close. Nice body shot right there for Sticker, and the cleanup very quick. good. And I like the aggression right here. Yes, okay, he ended up dying in that situation, but this is what I'm saying is the more and more throughout the tournament we're going to see now, we're going to see a lot of these kind of like aggressive trades and situations. He got the first kill and he knew straight away he's in an advantageous position with a 2v1. Yes, he got the trade, which was not ideal, but they still walked away with 2 kills and only 1 death, and that's definitely going to help him out. As Shiesty going in for the 1v1 right here, misses a couple shots on Fireboy, and Fireboy with a great spring jump, to get out of that situation. Fireboy ducking and weaving, still alive. It's insane.
Here's a stat for you, Jim. Sticka and Fireboy have a combined 11 kills. Sticka has 7 kills and 4 assists. He has contributed to every single kill the team has at the moment.
And that's great to see. I was complimenting Sticka at the start of this game with his heads-up play and kind of reading the map, and I've seen it a couple more times throughout as we've watched him. He's always on top of it. He's always reading. He seems like he's got good awareness as Shiesty coming in with that back smack right there. As we're back on board Sticka on the respawn in a 1v2 situation, and his cameo's coming out soon.
Trade comes through. We should see a camouflage going the way of Big Dave as he's in 1v1 with Fireboy, who opts to reach out. An ego challenge there, but it was one Fireboy had to make with camouflage, so eagerly poised. So just on the cusp now as Shiesty pops that into his chest. They're ahead here by 4 kills coming into this. Divine Mind were our 2nd seed. Dave's adopted son, our 3rd seed, and they're playing for top 3 here. This is an absolute slobber knocker. 5 kills, make that 6 kills difference, and a killing spree for Shiesty.
I like this. Shiesty's actually been stepping up really much this map. Like previously, we were saying that Sanart's been the carry for this roster, and if we look at the scoreboard right now, Shiesty actually has 13 kills as Sanart jumps off the map, unfortunately. But Shiesty seems like he's putting this game on his back, and you know, I can see why. He's been very, very smart with his movement. The camo play has been perfect so far. He kind of tracking a player, and sure, he's called that out to Sanart. Yes, Sanart did get trapped in a 1v2, but Shiesty should really walk away with a kill right here. And yes, his camo's gone, but Fireboy's got the sniper.
Shiesty, the brains, Sanart, the bronze. But this is something you said, Jim. You said, you know, early games, Sanart, you know, was well ahead, getting all the kills, getting the slays. But you said at any moment, any given time, Shiesty is capable of putting the game on his back, and that's what he's doing right now. Yeah,
and I'm glad to see it. You know, I didn't want to sit there and put all the kind of limelight with Sanart for this roster because I know Shiesty is a very, very good player, and I like the play. I like the way he plays the game, and I like his attitude towards playing the game. So. I mean, I'm glad to see him having a good game. Currently, Fireboy, though, bringing this back in with the sniper. I like this. Look at this prediction, right? He stood on top of that pillar. He probably pressed his back button to know when the opponent's going to spawn and isolate and bunker. I'd like to see a bit more of aggression from him now. He needs to fly right now. Sticka got a kill on Sanart. They kind of just, this is not good. They're just stalling. Like, they need to push this player and just get him out. And eventually, Shiesty goes for an aggressive challenge because he kind of needs to. But there's camo coming up soon as well.
Playing very passive was Fireboy and Sticka there, almost giving Shiesty the chance to play his life long enough for his teammate to be some sort of backstab, but Sticka gets that kill, and now only within 1 kill. This is what happens in doubles, Jim. It's so often we see swings like this, and now they're back in the game all tied up.
Yeah, and his camera coming up as well in a couple seconds. 31 grab right there for Fireboy. He needs to survive right now. Sanart kind of giving away a bad death in a way. The timing was not in their favor for this camouflage, and put Shiesty in a one. What a big trade from Shiesty. Fireboy with a choke right there.
Wasn't even a trade. Shiesty survived. So he's managed to get that kill on the camouflage player. Big Dave doing big things here, and now Sticka all alone towards back engine, and he also gets taken to the respawn screen. The cold hands of Shiesty wrapped around this series. Neck is ahead by 1 kill at the moment. Sanart very much playing an integral role as well. 21 kills to 20. We just need to see Sticka as he tries to evade the attention of Sanart towards Zigzag, but Sanart says no. But Fireboy gets that trade. 3 kills for both teams. Well, and they'll take the lead in the series. It's all tied up, and we're going to see another camouflage in 45 to a minute or so now. So it's all to play for. And do you think this game will end before the camouflage, Jim?
I would think so. You know, gonna have one big battle right here. Most likely gonna walk away with 2 kills. So one team's getting up in 24 kills right here in the situation. Looks like it's favored towards Dave's Son with the high control. Shiesty with a big challenge. I don't know if the challenge was necessarily needed right there. They had the high control, but I like it. I like the pressure on it. As we're in 23-23, there's a huge battle right now. Sanart looks like he might be overextending a bit. Yes, the sniper is here, but like, you don't need to die for it. Shiesty coming off respawn and getting a big kill. Back another 1v1. Just play your life, Sanart. Just play your life. I like the aggression for Fireboy, though. He's going to grab the sniper. He really wants it.
The game is in Fireboy and Sanart's hands right now. And Shiesty, the whole time we watched Sanart alive there, Jim, Shiesty got himself a trade, spawned up again, got himself another trade, spawned up again, and got the final kill. All while Sanart had stayed alive. Shiesty coming up big, coming up huge. They take the series lead, winning Plaza 25-24, a 1-kill game. You can't ask for more than that.
Winning Plaza, that was rigged. Plaza's coming up next.
My bad.
Joking aside, 20 kills from Shiesty right there. 20 kills. And like you said, he got all 3 of those final kills, but he also died twice in that situation while Sanart didn't die once. It's such a strange situation. But as we look at the damage dealt, Shiesty up with 2,700, kind of, expected when you're dropping 20 kills in a doubles game. That's, what's that, 4/5 of your team's kills just in that map alone. And like we said before, Sanart's been carrying this roster, but Shiesty was like, no, this is my turn, and I'm getting 20 kills this map.
I am calling for a Dave Shiesty nerf as quick as possible because he's playing out of his skin. Up next, though, we've got Plaza Gym. We've got, sniper rifles. We've got overshields to play with. Who does that fancy and who does that favor now coming to the next game?
I mean, previously in the tournament, Sticker has been absolutely nasty throughout, the 4 weeks we've been watching this tournament. Sticker has been absolutely disgusting with the sniper, so definitely, Sticker needs to grab the sniper, put some damage down with it. I need Fireboy to be playing a lot better, though. Like we said before, Fireboy was saying he was having internet issues. Yes, unfortunate, but, he's not playing the usual way that he usually would be, and I want to see him put all that behind him and really just start slaying. It's still a close game, right? They still lost 25-24 on a very, very close map, and it was even throughout the whole game. That's what made it so good, is not one team had a huge lead. It was always a 2-kill advantage. And there was always bringing it back. And camo plays, there was some good camo plays in that map, but not at the same time as quite a few bands. And obviously, a huge kill from Shiesty on the Fireboy with a camo and E1 that really helped them out.
And something we need to talk about, Plaza. If this doesn't go the way of Divine Mind, that is the end of the tournament. They're in a straight shootout now, Jim. They have to win this game or they're eliminated, and all to get the cups and everything will have meant being for nothing because they will end essentially on the bubble. There'll be no money for them. So we're talking about Fireboy. He's tweeting out things like lag and heavy aim and stuff like that. And something that maybe isn't touched upon a lot in esports is the mental side of things. Is that something that he needs to get better at? He's faced with adversity, with lag, with heavy aim, as all players is. It's sort of the nature of the beast in an online setting. So is that something he just needs to push past?
Yeah, and as a younger player, it's something you kind of learn as you go on. Everyone going into tournaments and they're younger players haven't quite got the mental state there. They're still young. They haven't really gone through this experience. Say, for example, a player like Shiesty has gone through. He's been playing for years. He's been in the situation, many times. And the things with Divine Minds, you've got 2 young players, right? Sticker's another young gun who's probably got less experience than Fireboy at this point on Halo 5. So being that, this is the point when they need to. This is when you can see true colors from these players, right? They're 1-0 down in the series, about to be eliminated outside of top 3, which if you asked me on week 1, Fireboy and Sticker not placing top 3 in this tournament, I would have said, no way. These guys are guaranteed top 3. There's no way they don't get it. So that's already got me on the shock. But yeah, this the mental is what really is going to help them right now. They just need to stay focused, ignore everything, like every single distraction you've got, whether it's heavy aim, connection, extreme issues like Sticker switch on the stream. I hope he's not worried about that and really just focus on this map and get this W.
We have Cartel in grand finals. We've got Mista and Marine of CatFox waiting in losers finals. It's almost like a Mortal Kombat ladder here, Jim, where you have to test your might, and Dave's adopted son thus far, they're doing just that.
Yeah, they've got such a huge losers bracket run. Like I say, going into playing against Divine Minds, if they win this series going against CatFox, who have been absolutely playing amazing, and then it's final boss times 10 when you match Cartel, obviously winning every single qualifier leading up to this with only dropping 1 map. So it's definitely a hard feat for them, but you never know with 2v2. You could get some insane upset. If they keep their momentum from going through, then they could still win it, as we're about to load into Plaza.
Is the recipe for success here for Fireboy and for Stick It indeed is that we've seen Shiesty go off in that game, 20 kills. That is so impressive from Dave. Those old hands have still got it. So is it a case that you need to shut Shiesty down, or is Sanart just as capable of picking up the game himself?
I mean, like we said, we've seen previously, Sanart actually, has been carrying this team. So I think Shiesty's carry that previous map is kind of like a one-off. You probably get like a Shiesty carry in like 1 in 5 games, and that's his carry out the window right now. And I want to see Sanart obviously get back to where he has. Sadly, I think Sanart's just disconnected from our game right now. So you can't really isolate a player with these, because any of them can go off. You just need to make sure you ignore the names and just push a weak player and isolate players. You got to make sure you pick and choose the correct battles that you need to. And it doesn't really matter what player you choose. And I think on any of these 4 players in this lobby, it's just make sure you kill the player.
Yeah, and one thing we have to talk about is, of course, fours are coming up right after this. This is grand. This is obviously finals time, and we're going to have fours format switching over that side. And Jim, you're going to actually look for a team to play against. Are we going to see you join back up with Cartel, or are you looking elsewhere?
I mean, if the Cartel boys want me to play, I'm down to play with them. If not, obviously, I'll have to start looking for other rosters. But definitely looking forward to playing again. I've loved casting this TV2 series. I think it's been awesome. I'm grateful you allowed me to come on here and waffle as much as I have. But yes, I'll be back playing the 4v4s. But it looks like we're finally actually loading into this map and seeing if Sana actually stays in the lobby this time.
Yeah, unfortunately, Sanart, folks, did DC as we were loading into the game on Plaza. He's back from the gulag now. We're going to see if we can get him loaded in and we can get him to stay in the game as well. We're talking about lag. Fireboy was talking about it. Well, Sanart's dealing with it. He's starting to disconnect here. But we are now loading into Plaza, Overshield, Sniper Rifle, all the goodies. This start's going to be crucial, and it needs to go the way of Divine Mind, you feel, because they're on tournament. They're on their lifeline here. Last game to play.
Unfortunately for them, they're against Shiesty, who seems to quite often miss this overshield grab. So I might actually work on their favor. As actually Shiesty did miss the jump towards overshield. It's unfortunate for him, but Fireboy walking away with the overshield and the kill. And I like this. He's giving the sniper to Sticker. Let's stick on board with Fireboy just while it's half this overshield and see the aggression. Because Sticker's been playing it slow while Fireboy's going to be kind of hunting, sniffing out his opponents, finding out where they are, giving that information to Sticker so they can make it collapse.
It was so funny watching Shiesty try to get that overshield, trying to jump up, and you just see him, was almost like inserting Mario sounds, bloop, bloop, as he was trying to jump up, but unfortunately he fell down and just donates the overshield, donates the sniper rifle as Fireboy hits a lovely little 5 onto Shiesty, and Sanart immediately backing down, knowing he's in big danger. Sniper rifle in the hands of Sticker as his shields get popped though, and he'll look to back down, but he did pop the opposite player's shields as well, so they've traded off shield for shield. 3 kills to 0, the score in favor of Stickit, and the Fireboy should be 4 kills. It is as Shiesty misses that jump towards top yellow as well. It's a story, it's almost a complete reverse of what we've seen from Shiesty before, missing jumps left, right and center here on Plaza.
Yeah, that's definitely. I see what he was trying to do there. He's trying to basically cut off the rotation from Sticker and Fireboy. He thought they might be going back Tram, but they actually pushed through LR tunnel and kind of predicted Shiesty in a way. So I like the heads-up play, but unfortunately, just the timing was off. A great shot from Sticker. Like I said before, Sticker with the sniper, it seems like he's very good at it. He doesn't waste it too often, which is nice to see. Waits until he hits that shot. Like previously in the battle before, he could have just no-scoped the player and tried to help his teammate, but instead he realized that his opponent was one shot, pulls out the pistol and gets the kill. And 7-0 lead right now.
It's a different play style that we're used to seeing in the doubles format, certainly in the EGL Cups that we've covered, Jim, is that we've seen people using the sniper rifle as the battering ram, and you get in close and use it almost as a shotgun, but Sticker decides to, he's scoping in, he's finding those shots, and he doesn't fire until he almost guarantees himself at least a body shot.
Yeah, and obviously with the settings change, with there's only 4 bullets in the sniper in comparison to the 8 before, if I'm not mistaken, as Overshield's coming up soon, you can see that Sticker is actually playing, I like that, he's not using it as a shotgun, as you said. How has Shiesty just walked there in a 1v2 situation, grabbed that Overshield, and yes, it's burned, but how? How has that just happened?
I was going to say, do Sanart and Shiesty know the game has started, but boy oh boy, have they whipped that Overshield, almost stole it. It was a straight burglary as Shiesty whips in there, getting shot from both players and still manages to escape with his life. So a couple of missed shots on the side of Sanart, a couple of missed shots on the side of Fireboy, and those misplays mean it's an Overshield, and they open the door just slightly for a little bit of a comeback.
Yeah, and that new sniper just came up. Sticker seemed like he wasted quite a lot of the ammos. Sanart has just been traded off it, so it looks like maybe whoever wins this 1v1 right here will grab that sniper down a blue truck. But I like this. Dave, like I said, Dave maintaining high control, playing his life. Unfortunately, no 1v2 still, and loses out.
Would have liked to see him maybe stay positioned top middle, knowing that player was over towards garbage truck, didn't have the lines of sight on him, and that was almost complete safety. He only had to deal with Fireboy then, but he thrust it off, maybe got a little bit greedy, looking for that kill, maybe even just trying to escape with his life, but knowing that that player was positioned on garbage truck, he was going to have a line of sight on him. He does lose his life, unfortunately, and we see Divine Mind up by 10, and this is exactly what we called for, Jim.
Yeah, and it was unfortunate for Shiesty, kind of in a bad situation. Whatever way he would go, he was just going to get shot. And yes, he could have positioned himself very well, but I felt like he was going to get traded off no matter what. So we just committed to a 1v1 and thrust that way too wide. There is an 11 kill lead. Sticker right here with the LR. I like the fact he's grabbing the LR. Obviously, there's new combo on this map, so you really only have the Overshield sniper and then really the LR as a power weapon. So I'm glad to see him picking up and using it and kind of just walking around top mid right now.
going to see another overshield very soon. We've always talked about this, Jim, as the 8-minute overshield, the 8-minute power-up being pivotal in a way a game can swing, and I see no difference here.
Yeah, and hopefully, Divine Minds actually grab the overshield this time instead of watching Shiesty go around and pick it up, which looks like it's in their favor right now. I like the aggression right from Fireboy. Sticker needs to be worried about the spawner and loop. There's a high chance he can get traded off right here. Yeah, as you can see, kind of the outlines, but looks like that player is going to help his teammate instead of looking to contest his overshield. And that player is Sana right there. And Shiesty getting a big beat down. And look, it's just, it's just not going in the favor of Daves of Dodson right now. Every single trade is just not going their way. And a great stick right there. I believe he gets the kill because the overshield wasn't near enough right now, but it's still such a huge lead for Divine Minds.
Just goes to show exactly why we have Jim on the desk. We're watching all these shots go down, and we're almost tunnel vision looking at the shots go cross over towards Shiesty and Blue, and immediately Jim goes, Sticker needs to be careful of this player spawning towards Tram Loop, and Sticker turns to look at the overshield, and where's that player spawning up? Over at Tram Loop. Jim knows his spawns, he knows his things, and it's a shame you're not playing in the doubles, but it's a good thing for me as well as I get to have you on the desk, Jim.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to give that different insight because I feel like sitting on the... Oh my god, going for the ninja right there. I feel like... quite often it's unless you're playing the game consistently, which I think Wonderboy is a player who does, maybe not recently, but he's someone who also is very much on top of that because he's played the game consistently and kind of is aware of the spawns. But you don't really see a lot of small things like that from obviously casters who can't get to, don't get to play as much as maybe I have. So I'm glad to be able to give that different insight and different awareness of it as Sana winning a big 1v1 on loop. And actually, as we flick towards Sticker with the sniper again, pre-aiming the angle, misses the shot, but hits the no-scope.
He misses the easy shot and then connects with arguably the more difficult one. Finds the body of Sanar, takes him down to no shields, but you see such a lead in favor of Divine Mind. With the way the first game went, we really couldn't have seen a swing this big, or is that just the way doubles can play, and especially on Plaza as well? Yeah,
different map. Obviously, hits can go, momentum can take this so much, and I think mainly it's Halo 5 in general, right? It happens in the 4v4s as well. We've seen it quite often with Cartel. They're so aggressive, and that barrel kill was actually so fortunate for Shiesty right there. Shoots the barrel to actually save himself and ends up actually killing the opponent below him as the social shot's coming up. But yeah, Halo 5 seems like it's very, very aggressive in steamroll. If you know how to make the most of an advantage you get and you can keep that going, then it's so hard to counter it. And that's a common thing about Halo 5. And I like it to an... Oh, that's a fake beat down right there from Shiesty. I like it to an extent, but at the same time, it's like something maybe for Infinite I don't want to see as much as steamrolly, because it makes the games kind of like, games like this will, okay, right, there is a comeback kind of slowly happening, but it makes games like this, it's like, all right, we know that they've made such a big lead, we know they're going to win this kind of map, so it's kind of tough. But it seems like that is Halo 5. Maybe it's just because we've been playing it for so long now, it's kind of like everyone plays it to perfection. It's so hard to counter because of the speed.
22 kills to 12. It's going to be very hard to counter that. That much is for sure. It's such a commanding lead for Divine Mind, and surely they will push this to a game 3 over to Regret, and they will be hoping they have no regrets come the end of this series.
Yeah, what a great game to have for game 3 as well, as we only need one more kill right now. Sanart losing out on that trade. Yeah, Regret, what a great map to have it as, with the overshield there, the tap mag up on the car 2 spawn, and I mean, this game's not quite over yet. 2 huge kills right there. It's still a big feat, 10 kills down and your opponent's only need 1. Sniper in hands of Shiesty right now. See if he can really... He needs to hit all 4 shots if they have any chance to come back this. If he hits at least 2 headshots right now, that's an overshield in their favor. And, and that's more things going towards their way. But, yeah, they still need 10 kills in comparison to 1. Yeah,
just 1 trade required from Sticker and Fireboy, and they will take game 2 and push us to a game 3. Sniper rifle in the hands of Shiesty. Overshield will be up in another 20 to 30 seconds or so. Game slowed down to a crawl for the moment, and they're obviously giving Shiesty as much respect as they possibly can, knowing he has a sniper rifle, but unfortunately it is actually Sanart who pays the price with his life. He does unfortunately fall, but Jim, we talked about them needing to mentally reset for Plaza, and that's exactly what they did. Look, listen, 25 to 24 was game 1, but 25 to 15 game 2, so they almost won game 1. They commanded game number 2. The momentum might be in their side here for Regret.
Yeah, it's completely flipped in their way, right? Like you said, having such a huge lead as well. They were 18 to 5 up in that game. That's such a huge lead in their favor. And if we go over towards the stats, it's actually an interesting stat line right now when we look at it. Fireboy actually has the most damage, even though he had less kills in the team. 11, 10, and 8. Great, great supportive player right there. Walk away with +3 KD. But 2,700 damage. He had nearly just over 700 more damage than his teammate who had 3 more kills than him. Fireboy putting so much damage down with a hard target medal as well. For those who don't know, hard targets recharge your shields 10 times in a single life. So he was made one shot 10 times and didn't die. That's huge.
Well, one thing Fireboy definitely did was mentally reset, and if he wins money here, Jim, I might have to invoice him for 5-10% of his winnings, because that obviously my advice has been critical to him getting back into form.
So coaching him on the sideline right there. Hold on a minute. Is this some admin manipulation in a tournament? Refs, hello?
I mean, I can just ban people for no reason. I've already threatened Xavier that I was going to ban him for being Italian. I can do it. It's in my power.
Okay, right. I'm focus on this game. Then I'm not messing with you. Yeah, going into the regret. This overshot's good bigger. I'm looking to see Shiesty. Shiesty with his movement. I see it in the previous map. Actually, hits a nice perfect slant jump to grab this overshot. So if he's free to grab this, he's gonna be very, very quick. I don't know if we're able to quickly switch to him before we load into the map. Depends on who we spawn on, but we'll look out for Shiesty with the way he's a dip for this overshot.
Well, he'll be looking to make amends from the start of Plaza when he couldn't get those jumps on the umbrella. But he doesn't go for that jump just yet. Puts a couple of shots down. It's actually his teammate who goes for it instead. That's the first overshield. Goes in favor of Dave's adopted son. They secure the overshield. They have the time. And of course, 2 kills now go in their favor as a result as well. And that's a perfect start for Shiesty and Sanart.
Yeah, I think that's a really good shot from them. Oh my goodness, Ninja. It looks like they have a shot where one of them will go they'll go either side, right? And they'll see what their opponents are at. And right then, Shiesty goes to P side, sees 2 of his opponents on the car side, and probably just said straight away to Sanart, rush it, because they can't put a single shot on him until he's on that overshot. And as he hits the slant jump that I was just mentioning about before, but yes, they walked away with an overshot and 2 kills, but it's now still a tied game.
It's all tied up, and Stick It throws a pre-nade towards that car side, gets Sanart down to no shields. Fireboy, perfect fundamentals of Halo, bait and switch, gets the kill. Player down to no shields. Shiesty isolated all alone in the base, but I like this from Stick It, knowing that he's going to get this enemy player Sanart, catches him off guard. I love that from Stick It, because Sanart thinks he's going to spawn back up and immediately try and run to Shiesty, and he's not going to be any threat. But immediately Stick It knows, okay, listen, we'll isolate this player instead, because he's going to be caught a little bit unaware, thinking that we're looking for Shiesty, but he turns his attention to Stick It, gets an easy kill.
Yeah, it's a great heads-up play, and like I was mentioning before in the rig game, Stick It seems like he's very, very smart doing that, and it's very good to do in doubles. It's exactly as you explained, right? He's got Shiesty in the opposing base just stalling, because Shiesty doesn't want to push into a 2v1 situation. He's going to force a 1v1, so he's just stalling his life. So Stick It's like, okay, right, if you're going to do that, then I'm just going to go 1v1 your teammate. I have map control, your teammate's off the respawn, I have every advantage in the situation. Gets an easy 5-shot, catches Sanart off guard, Frost sliding to try and help his teammate, and great play as you said. As overshots come up in 20 seconds, as Sticker and Sanart with the 1v1 top mid, Sanart walking away with that one.
All tied up in the game, all tied up in the series. This next overshield is going to help swing matters in one way or another if someone can get the full overshield. Fireboy down low. I like this from Shiesty, backs down, calls him out to Sanart, and the Russian comes in from the gulag, takes him down, and now Stick It in a world of hurt as well, as overshield is on that pedestal waiting to be picked up, but Stick It somehow comes out and escapes with his life and evades that overshield's attentions. And I like this from him, getting himself spring jumping up towards top middle. Overshield player frantically trying to find them, as we do see an engagement between the overshield player and Fireboy. We might see stick his nose in as well and get it involved one way or another, but full overshield goes towards Sanart, but they're chasing shadows now, just trying to find and hunt down these players, but they're evading their attentions. Overshield is diminishing at every moment.
See, this is what Life in Divine Minds, right? They recognize Sanart has this overshield, so what do? They just avoid him. They just make him irrelevant, right? That overshield's ticking off, and what they do is they isolate Shiesty, top mid by himself, kind of trying to cover his overshield player and help his back, but they just ignore the overshield and go for Shiesty, getting an easy +1 kill. That overshield then depletes, and they walk away with 2 kills, and they've got such, a 3-kill lead. And again, Sticker with the heads-up play, being aggressive on the respawn, punishes that player. Now knows the player's gonna spawn P1. He knows this because his teammate's still shooting bodies on the red side of the map. So the only other spawn point is P1 right there. Spawn kills a player in blue, his teammates in red. Okay, they're going to spawn P1. Straight away on that. Shiesty, good movement to get away, but it's still on the back foot. What
are your thoughts on Fireboy's, body disrespect? Would you prefer to see your teammate get involved and help you get, lock in the lead? Because, of course, that's the biggest smack talk you can do, is actually win the series and guarantee yourself some money. Or are you okay with them doing that little bit of teabagging, a little bit of body disrespect in there to try and get in the heads of the opposing players?
There's timings when doing it, obviously, with teammates running into a 2v1 on the other side of the map. or 1v2, excuse me, and ends up dying out on it, and then it backfires. And yes, it's bad, but it depends on your opponent, right? Fireboy feels like Sanart's someone he can get in his head very, very easily, which it potentially is. It could be upsetting Sanart right now, but like I said, it's situational. If you're just doing it and then you end up dying from it, you just look like an idiot for doing it. So, but it actually worked out in his favor right there. And I just want to highlight Sticker again with these heads-up plays. Throughout all of that, Sticker basically was 1v2ing on the map, just spawn killing. He spawn killed Shiesty nearly 3 times in a row. That's very unfortunate. Sanart grabs his overshield. It's a great pickup, and that could really bring him back into this game.
It's a great pickup, and they needed that desperately. They've been thrown a lifeline now. Within 5 kills, they've cut that deficit down by 2, and that could be the catalyst for change. That could really catapult them back towards within touching distance of Divine Mind. Fireboy is positioned down bottom. Kara's teammate has spawned there as well, and we're seeing the overshield player Sanart once again. They're just avoiding him once again. We're seeing this time and time again, just trying to avoid. As soon as they know where the overshield player is, Jim, they avoid him.
Yeah, it's exactly that. Right? They just play for info. They notice what the overshield player is, and they just go the other way. And if they find out, if they in that situation they find Shiesty on the flip side, then they'll kill him. And look at that, because that overshield is just ticking, right? It's literally a ticking time bomb for Sanart to push that and make the use of that overshield. Perfect. I love that play from Divine Minds. It's just like, okay, yes, they have overshield. That doesn't mean you have to 2v1 him. You don't have to both shoot him. You just run away from him, outplay him. You both can run the same speeds, right? Like, no one can run quicker. It's not like he has a speed boost or anything along those lines. Just run away, pepper shots across map, keep him running, and you walk away with 2 kills. That's twice now that Sanart has grabbed his overshield, and the boys in Divine Minds have just countered it and just ignored him and made him irrelevant.
Reminder here, folks. This game guarantees you money if you win. If you lose, you're out of the tournament. You're eliminated with £0 in your bank account. You're guaranteed at least £40 if you win this game. Of course, you can then push on to try and win some more prizes, but for now, this guarantees you at the very least, the very minimum, £40. Its score is within 6 kills. Divine Mind only need 5 to lock in top 3. And unfortunately, the loser will finish top 4, but with no coin to play for, with no money in the bank account. It's Shiesty positioned towards this car bubble player, putting them under pressure from top middle. We're seeing Sanart now get engaged with Fireboy, but Fireboy comes out on top in that engagement, gets a +1 to his KD, gets a +1 to the scoreline. They only need 4 now. Sticka gets the 1v1 with Shiesty, but Shiesty had to reload, and how big could that 1 kill be?
It's huge. Overshield. Overshield's come up. Although Sticker's movement's a bit clunky for it, but he still walks away with that overshield there, and that looks like that's the nail on the coffin right there, right? Sticker seems like... I'm curious actually to see on the counter, right? We haven't seen Sticker or 5 with the overshield really since the start of this map. So I'm curious to see how the boys on David.Son actually play this, whether they play this similar way, where they don't ever commit to a fight with the overshield player, which looks like they're doing the opposite of what I wanted to see, right? Shiesty put 2 shots on the overshield player, Sanart dives top mid to get a sticky on the overshield player, and it's such a desperate play. And you can see how just the difference right there and how they play against an overshield right there, and it shows why the outcome of the map was like that. But what a huge series that was.
Game, set, and match. Divine Mind lock in there. They solidify their position as top 3. Game 1 was so close, a whisker away from taking game 1, but they made no mistake. Game 2 and game 3 with identical scorelines, 25-15. A really resounding win for them, winning 2-1 in the series. Shiesty and Sanart played well throughout, but it has to be said, Fireboy and Stick, they came up big, and they clutched up when it mattered most.
Yeah, it's a best of 3 series, right? Yes, okay, you might lose one first map and you might be down in that situation, but that doesn't mean you still can't walk away with a series lead. Maybe the first map on the rig wasn't their map, and they play better on Plaza and Regret. The rig's kind of not really recognized too much in 2v2s when in previous tournaments, so we're not really seeing, maybe teams aren't too confident on it in comparison to Regret, Truth, and Plaza that are in the rotation, so that may have worked in their favor. But yeah, they walked away with a 2-1 lead and got some money in their pocket.
And we talk about it, Dave's adopted son, Jim. They got so many overshields, but like we said throughout the game, Sticka and Fireboy just kept evading them, avoiding that overshield player, isolating the player who didn't have overshield, and that has to be so frustrating as a player with the overshield. You have it in your hands to make a difference, but the other team just counterplay and outplay you.
Yeah, it's got to be. Then it's probably tilting, very, very much. Right, you make the clutch play, you're on top of the timings, and you go and you get that overshield and dip out with it, but then you don't do anything with it. Even usually it's like, okay, the worst part's getting new comboed when you have an overshield, but instead they're actually just getting outran with the overshield. It's like that must be even more tilting.
And we get confirmation that the next game we're going to see is going to be losers finals. It's going to be Divine Mind up against Mista and Marine of Cat Fox. What way do you see that one going? Does anyone have an advantage here? We've seen this is going to be a replay. Divine Mind have bounced back all the way through the losers after getting rounded for the first round by Cat Fox. But can they bounce back here, or do Mista and Marine have that mental edge now, knowing they've beaten them once already today?
It's just two sides of it, right? You're like Mr. Marine, coming from the higher up in the bracket, they made further through the bracket, and they won previously versus Divine Minds, right? So that's in their favor. But on the counter side to it is Divine Minds are warmed up. They played back-to-back series right on the losers bracket. They're about to go into another series of a minimum break. So the momentum is in their way from that counterpoint. So it really is even playing field in a way, considering both teams have beaten each other in previous tournaments and obviously today as well. So it can go anyway.
We are going to take the shortest break, as we've already got the players all lined up, but I'm being greedy and I want to get myself a glass of water before we start this. So you're getting a Sharesy guarantee that I'll be back in 2 minutes, and maybe Jim will get himself a couple of digestives to tide him over until dinner.
I've already eaten them today. We're fine. We're fine.
Jim's got no digestives left. We'll be back very soon. Don't go anywhere.